Hello everyone, my name is Woodman, and I want to welcome you to my YouTube channel. In this video, we will go over another immigration restriction legislation called the Johnson-Reed Act. This was considered another major step to limit how immigration occurred in this country. In 1935, the United States enacted a law that overturned the naturalization ban for aliens who had served in the American military. That is what the Johnson-Reed Act did. Congressman Albert Johnson in Washington, D.C. in 1924 had views that were his opinions about other races, religions, and ethnic groups. He said, quote, "It is gratifying when views you have held for years are finally fully accepted by others. We can't do anything about Africans, but we can certainly stop the Japanese, the Slavic people, the Jewish people, the Italians, the Greeks, and God knows what else from polluting our pure American race. We've been taking baby steps, but now is the time to swing the axe with full force. We proposed an immigration bill that was stronger, more watertight, and more likely to again make America the great it was." Unquote. Sounds familiar? It was essentially the great white nation the founders intended. Now, here was what was in the legislation. 1, a limit was set of 165,000 immigrants a year outside the Western Hemisphere. That was 80% fewer than before. 2, there was a quota system that was set at 2% of the number of people from a specific country that were here already. 3, instead of using a recent census where the numbers of undesirables had gone up, the government referred to the 1890 census when there were fewer of them before, fewer of them here. 4, it banned Japanese and all Asia tactics together. 5, it made Indians or Native Americans citizens the very next year. Certain groups celebrated the Johnson-Reed Act because of its commitment to white supremacy. The white supremacists wished they could have gotten rid of the immigrants who were still here, but a visa requirement and border patrol were also established, which was odd to them because the country never had one before. Now that you know what the legislation did. Was it effective with what it was intended to do? Yes. It helped a lot in keeping Mexicans out. Overall immigration was cut in half, and from Italy by 90%, and it kept Jewish people out too, since the American government thought they would be happier in Europe anyway. If someone believed making America great meant keeping immigrants out, then the Johnson-Reed Act was a great success to that person. The writers of this legislation believed this country was being overrun with criminals and the worthless parts of society. They did not think it made sense to accept people from other countries who want to get rid of them anyway. Despite the United States being started by people other countries wanted to get rid of, the writers thought that was different. They said, quote, "The country was wilderness and a few thousand immigrants could find spaces to farm or work without destroying society. We were getting almost a million people a year, sometimes more, and they were packed into disease, crime-ridden slums. It is not our job to provide immigrants housing or medical care. If people can't support themselves, they shouldn't come here. They make it worse for everyone. So now we will have fewer than 100,000 immigrants a year, and they will be the sort of people who make excellent citizens. They'll be clean and educated and speak English, and they won't become burdens on Americans." Unquote. As you can tell, they continue to share negative narratives about immigrants, and they did not belong in the United States. They made it clear that it should not be the country's responsibility to take care of immigrants because they were not from here and they would not fit the American culture the writers wanted. As we keep seeing again and again, the writers said they preferred immigrants who would easily align with the identity of the United States the writers believed in. These preferential treatments on excluding certain ethnic groups continue to make their way into laws and would have effects throughout that time period. In the next video, we will dive into the attack on Pearl Harbor and how that crisis would not only increase tensions with Japan, but also negatively affect how Japanese Americans were treated in the United States. Until then, Please like this video, subscribe to my YouTube channel, and turn on the post notifications so you will be notified when I post my next video. I appreciate your support. Remember, you are powerful, you are capable, and you are the changemaker our society needs. Thank you so much for watching this video. I will see you soon.